police immediately.
I don't get it.
No idea what you're talking about. Yes? Hello? Hi, stranger.
I want ham and eggs and flapjacks with lots of butter and syrup and coffee. I'll take the coffee now.
Why have you come with me? Rain.
Where's my dough?
Listen.
Do you mind if I put my 2 cents in?
No, honey, I don't mind. Call the police immediately.
I don't get it.
No idea what you're talking about. Yes? Hello? Hi, stranger.
I want ham and eggs and flapjacks with lots of butter and syrup and coffee. I'll take the coffee now.
Why have you come with me? Rain.
put my 2 cents in?
No, honey, I don't mind.
Call the police immediately.
I don't get it.
No idea what you're talking about. Yes? Hello? Hi, stranger.
I want ham and eggs and flapjacks with lots of butter and syrup and coffee. I take the coffee now.
Why are you coming with my brain?
Where's my dough?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to 2023 with your boys Vibes and Stuff Live. It's your host, Chuck Allen, with your host, Uncle Freezie, coming to you live and direct early this morning. First of all, Vibrant Ones, thank you for joining us. Sorry
I'm
about
very happy to be here.
I am very happy to be here.
Let's go. Let's
Yes, sir.
go.
Yes, sir.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, bro. How you doing, boss?
Man, I'm feeling pretty good, man. Feeling pretty good. 2023 has started off and I'm right there in the mix of it, man.
In the mix.
Yes, sir.
In the mix. Hey, Chuck, it's a new year, bro.
It is.
It's a brand new year. It's a brand new year, right?
Yes, sir.
But I have to ask my main man, Chuck, where is it? Where is it? I have to ask my guy, Chuck, where is it? I had an animation for it. Don't tell me I lost it. Oh, here it is. I have to ask my main man, Chuck, what is in your cup? Bam! Let's go Gamecocks. So I got Gamecocks coffee. It's actually Cafe Bustelo, and it got my energy all the way up. I'm also drinking strawberry seltzer water. And in case you can't tell, Uncle Freezie is a ball of energy. Can't wait to get to the weight room, throw some weight around. Chuck, I ain't gonna lie, the end of last year. You remember that song, Work It by Missy? Work it, let me work it. Then you turn around, flip it, and reverse it. And she say some basketball player name. Like, y'all said chimichangas. Some she was saying. Missy Elliott. Missy Elliott, like, work it and twerk it and jump up and down and reverse it. And y'all should be shimmy, y'all. Chimichanga, whatever she was saying, that chick is crazy. But whatever. What's good, Chuck?
Man, I am great, man. I am feeling your vibes, man. The atmosphere is up, ladies and gentlemen. We back.
Let's go.
You've been asking for it. We here.
Where y'all at? Chat. Where y'all at? I know we had some false starts this morning, but we here. So we had some false starts this morning, but we here, man. We here. We trying to get a production quality thing. The production stuff ain't really working, like, you know what I'm saying? We'll get there eventually. But yeah, man, the energy is all the way up. You had some stuff that you wanted to talk about, and I want to talk about with you on some current events, man. You ready to talk about these current events, boss?
All right, let's do it.
I'm overheated, can hardly sleep at night, doing crazy dreaming. You're the reason why. Hiding by the baby, losing my mind. Don't try to save me.
Them.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, let's go. Let's get into it. Which one you want to talk about? Brittany Griner first, or Gangsta Boo again? Let's talk about Gangsta Boo song.
Yeah, let's definitely talk about Gangsta Boo for a little bit. Female rap definitely don't get the respect it deserves on the mainstream, right? A lot of what's being produced today is watered down versions of the woman that just passed away. The ratchet rap, Gangsta Boo and LeChat were definitely the faces of that. I know some of y'all from the dirty are definitely going to try to throw Trina in that mix, but them young girls from 3-6 Mafia was there way before. They were teenagers. They were like 14, 15, where them dollars at.
Bro, yo, I don't know, Chuck, if I never told you, but I dabbled with a little bit of DJing back in the day.
Okay.
Right? Dabbled. I'm not a DJ. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, yo, DJ Uncle Freezie in the building. No, that ain't, I might be a radio personality, but I'm not a DJ, which is, I could spin records. That's all I do is spin records. That's all I do.
All
I can
you
spin.
do?
Yeah.
That's all you do, Blue?
Yeah, I spin records. That's all I do, right? Okay. But there is a joint by Gangsta Boo, where them dollars at, and I mix that with a little Trillville, with a little Never Ever, bruh.
Never ever,
Never ever, never ever, never ever, ever, ever. Get on your level, get on my level, get on my level. Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at? You mix them two together, boss. Listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
That mixing where them dollars at and Never Ever by Trillville, or taking I Ain't Never Scared and what's it? Cause I'm outside of the club and you think I'm a punk. Mix that with that Never Ever, never ever, 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 never ever. And you mix it, man. Listen, you mix that down south dirty, bro. You talking about tearing the roof off a party, sir?
Yes.
You talking about tearing the roof off a party, bro?
Yes.
Come on, man. You talking about man, listen, I ain't even talking about Atlanta crunk, which is different. I'm talking about dirty. Right? I ain't talking about Atlanta crunk. I'm talking about dirty. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like your DJ, it'd be somebody like the DJ would be like his uncle used to live. I'm talking about down south DJs. Like their uncle used to maybe live on Long Island and they'll go up there for the summer and they'll learn some New York technique, but they come back down south and be true to themselves. Kind of like how DJ Premier is a Houston DJ with New York sensibilities. And so you kind of get the best of both worlds.
Right.
Kind of like how Premier is a Boston rapper with New York sensibilities. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I mean? You get like that mix of both. It's the same. Bruh, listen.
Yeah. You're absolutely right about that, man. When you have the best of both worlds, you know what I mean?
Yes.
You're able to tap into something. You're able to tap into something that people who has one or the other just can't.
Yes. No, you can't rock the party.
Right.
You can't rock the party like that, bro. And I know this is current events. Gangsta Boo passing away. That's sad to hear. Somebody so young, kind of throwing their life away, kind of. You know what I'm saying? But you can't really say that out of respect for the person that passed away. But when you think about somebody so young,
right?
When you think about somebody so young, with another 40 years ahead of them, living a life so fast with no breaks that they get to the end of the road before they realize it.
Right.
Man, listen.
Right.
If she could do it over, I promise you, she would do it differently.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We don't know the day or the hour. You know what I mean?
No.
Like I said earlier, I don't know how much of y'all heard that due to the technical difficulties, but she just went live, you know, before the new year, maybe 11 or something like that, and she was in great spirits. She sounded welcoming of the new year. And again, speculation. This is speculation because we have to take people's lyrics with a grain of salt, right? Because everybody don't live their lyrics. It's just words, something that sounds good to the beat.
Right.
But 3-6 Mafia,
unless you Afro Man.
Unless you, yeah. I got a hot take on Afro Man, but I'm not gonna give it right this second. Matter of fact, I'll give it. His first album is actually pretty good. I'm not gonna say classic, but it's actually pretty good.
It's easy listening, bro.
Yes, it is. And then you find out how gangster he really is when you hear joints like Palmdale, Biloxi, Mississippi. Right. You know, like, wait, wow, okay. Like, this dude is a Crip.
This dude is a street gangster from LA that moved away from the city.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. But yeah, I could really go into that. I think there's a lot behind his career that we could talk about, because he could have been even bigger, but there was, global events happening at that time.
9/11.
Yes. So that kind of like sucked it, because it was nothing bigger than Because I Got High. When I tell you they played it on every format, every format.
Bro, a dude asked me one time, Chuck, and I know we on current events, and I know we got to get back to the topic, but a dude asked me which weed song is bigger, Because I Got High or Mary Jane. And when he asked, I was like, "What, are you crazy? Don't you ever disrespect?" Wait a minute, let me think about that for a second.
Yeah, yeah, you got to think about it. I BS you not. One night, it's like 12 o'clock. This is the South, so big entertainment for us. We're going cosmic bowling. You know, when they turn off all the lights and the pins glow. You know, they had the DJ.
Yeah.
As soon as we walked in, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Are you serious?" He played it like 3 or 4 times.
Right.
Within an hour.
Yeah.
And when you look down the lanes, whether they were black, white, woman, man, old, young,
rich,
mouthing, yes, because I got high.
Yeah.
Because I got high. And I'm telling you, it was just like people were looking down the aisle to catch someone's eye who was singing it. And
that's how hits take off, bro.
Yeah.
That's how you know a song is a smash. And let me, this is how I knew the song it was a smash, was because a salute to South Brooklyn, Luke Skywalker Vision, Soulfinger, John from Still Knicks fan, y'all in the building, DSJ.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's good, y'all? Hey, Soulfinger, we miss you, brother. Soulfinger's got us out here rocking by himself with his selfish ass. but Chuck, you know how I knew the song was a smash?
How?
There were other songs that were trying to be smashes on the radio. There was a song by Faith and Carl Thomas. You remember the Faith and Carl Thomas joint? The club song. I forget the name of it. They used the phone tap beat by Dr. Dre.
Son, I can't think of the name of it.
Listen, I can't believe it.
You were wrong.
Yeah. They was trying
that joint was man. That was a woo.
Yeah. That and a Rakim song with the lady Truth Hurts. You remember Truth Hurts had a song?
Oh, what is the name of that record?
I forgot the name. Where's our music historian at? The dude that used to be in the chat.
Alfred?
Yeah, where's Alfred at? Alfred, where you at?
Or Soulfinger, you should know this, man.
Soulfinger should know this. Soulfinger was probably in the mix.
Big facts.
But they was trying to make them so Montel had a song too with LL. And LL was like, "Shorty, you must have lost my number. Fell into a deep slumber. You play me long D and make a player wonder if this is Motorola tag to get your wavy hair, my convertible Jag." I don't know why I remember lyrics and stuff like that. I mean, I could hear a song one time and I got it. Right? But I'm like, yo, they was pushing. But then when you hear this slow Midwest tempo joint, I forgot. It was like a Midwest, but the harmonies, Afro Man harmonizing in the background. As soon as I heard that, I was like, it's a smash.
La da 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 da.
As soon as I heard, I was like, this is a smash, bro.
And here's how I know it's right. So we're at this pool hall on a dirt road. So you know what this is, right?
Right.
And so we're playing pool, we're drinking dollar Bud Lights, having a good time. And this place has a jukebox.
Can't Believe, that's the name of the Carl Thomas song with Faith.
Yeah, Can't Believe, yes.
Yep.
Somebody pulls up. You know, in the South, you got to have at least 2 12s in the trunk.
Yep.
You might have some 10s if your money not right. You got some 10s.
Right.
And this thing is knocking. But it has a very folky kind of sound to it. But it is knocking.
Right.
And I'm like, what is that? What in the world is that? That's that Afro Man. Oh man, that's that. Oh man, that's that gimmick rap, man. I'm not with that. I'm not with that. After an hour, everybody was singing "Cause I Got High."
Because I got high. Yep.
Like some of the hardest dudes, man. Trust when I tell you, like these dudes are no joke. Like they the kind of guys like, oh man, they just walked in the party. Man, I'm out.
Yeah.
Come on, baby, let's go.
Look at their shoes. Yeah,
let's go.
You know what they came here for.
Yeah, let's go. We just got here. You see who that just walked through the door? Oh, let's go. Them kind of dudes. They was like, yo, this is fire.
I got a cousin that people, when they see him, they just leave. I got a cousin named Toyo. Right. I got a cousin named Toyo. When people see him show up for anything, people start leaving. Like that boy.
Yeah.
He hand right. Like he off.
Bro. That's all you need to hear. Man, he a little off, or he kind of tapped. Oh, word.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. Wow, you know.
See y'all.
Yeah,
man. I'm gonna get on down this road. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Y'all tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Like when I first heard it, I was like, yes, this is a joint. Then, when I started hearing it on other formats,
yes,
like in some parts. At this time in the South, you know, when you listen to terrestrial radio, the antenna only good for a little bit. You start getting staticky, so you got to change that channel.
Yep.
And when I say everybody was playing this song, it didn't matter if it was the Big DM. It didn't matter.
My joint, the Big DM was my joint back in the day.
Quickie 93.9, 97.9, 109.1, whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like everyone was playing it. Even the Z100s was playing
Z100. Wow, you going
Afro Man. Yeah, man, that's definitely back in the day. So it's like, okay, yeah, there's no stopping this song.
I saw it when I saw it on Jay and Silent Bob, the movie. I was like, yeah, this is a smash. You know what I'm saying? This right here is different, right?
Very
and then
much
over the course of time, you always think about like, you know, do you remember the moments? Like you remember them? Do you remember the moments where something stuck out in the timeline, so to speak? Right.
Yes.
Something stuck out in the timeline. And whether it's sports, whether you're talking about the Knicks, whether you're talking about movies, whether you're talking about music, whether you're talking about fashion, every now and then something will legit stick out in a timeline, and it makes you wonder in real time, is this a defining moment, so to speak? Right? Like the first time I heard Back That Ass Up, right? I heard it come on. I heard it come on in the club. Boom, 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 boom. And I saw, and listen, Chuck, I had never heard the song before, right? I had never heard the song before, but I saw girls putting their drinks down. Now, mind you, girls go to the club so dudes can buy them drinks.
Yes.
It's validation. It's validation. Like, how many dudes are here gonna buy me a drink? Like, how many times is a dude gonna holler at me? I ain't trying to holler at nobody. I just want to feel.
I want the attention. Yeah.
Yeah, I want the attention, basically.
Yeah.
But when you see chicks putting their drink down and going straight to the dance floor, you like, yo. And with me, back then, you know what I'm saying? Back then, even though I was with most back then, I would still like, you know what I'm saying, go to these spots, dance, have a good time. I ain't trying to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just go out having a good time. Go buy you a little linen suit from Jermaine and them, about $110. Being there looking fresh, you know what I'm saying? Linen pants, got you some fresh shoes. Back then I didn't wear sneakers, right? I would always wear like shoes to the joint. Ain't wearing no sneakers. I ain't 7 years old. I ain't wearing no sneakers to no club. You stepped on my sneakers. That ain't me, bro. That ain't me. I'm in there with you know what I'm saying, with the fresh crocodile, Stacey Adams. It's probably fake crocodiles, but they look real. You know what I'm saying? But I'm in the joint and you hear boom, 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 boom. And then the music come on. You want to double some of that jazz. And you like, yo, these girls is going crazy, sweating.
Bananas.
How you spend 4 hours in the hairdresser Friday night only to dance it out in the club Friday night?
Sweat it
out, bro.
Yeah.
Out. Girls in the parking lot with ponytails. You know what I'm saying?
Carrying hair in their hand.
Yes. Yes. Bro, so you know, I know we talk about current events, bro, and I know we gotta, you know, adhere to a somewhat of a thing. But it's like this vibe right here. Every time we get together, bro, it'd be like that vibe of a good time in the mornings.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe I have like 2 or 3 months worth of
stuff. Yeah.
Stuff packed up.
Yeah.
But to your current events thing, yeah, man, Gangsta Boo passing is unfortunate. Not just her, but it's a lot of people that passed away recently, and it only makes you feel mortal.
It does. It does. Because for me, Gangsta Boo is only a year older than I am. You feel me?
Wow.
So and just to see her go live hours before, you know what I mean, looking good in good spirits, and then boom, just like that, it does make you step back and like, wow, man, life can be very unpredictable.
And that's the reason why I talk to That's the reason why I speak to you and to others in our circle the way that I do. Like
Right.
plain talk. I ain't got time for like no games and stuff like that, bro. I'll be like legit. I'm interested in y'all being good. And so I don't even listen. I ain't trying to put no icing on no cake. Right. I ain't trying to put no wrapping on the gifts. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, because people like Gangsta Boo passing away, like Lewis, bro, Shock G was like 2 years older than me, bro. Shock G passed away the year before last, or last year, whenever it was. Biz Markie is like, dude, DMX is younger than me. Or somewhere around the same age. I don't know for sure.
Right.
But DMX, you like, yo, what? Bro, come on. That's why when you said that thing about Gangsta Boo, I was like, yo, I feel where Chuck coming from this morning, bro.
When I think about this when I think about her, like it's a specific time in my, like I just started going to the club, like fake ID, going to the club with a bouncer looking at it and looking like, man, you know this ain't you. Go ahead.
You know this ain't you. Know this your uncle.
You know this ain't you, man. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Right. I remember like around that time, I don't know if they do it anymore, but back then when people went to the club, it was to party.
Right.
Like it wasn't a whole bunch of standing around looking at dudes, looking at other dudes, waiting for something to jump off. It was, I paid my $10, my $20 to get in here.
Right.
I want my shirt. I have to wring it out when the night is done.
Wet.
Yes. Like I'm sitting on the hood
I paid
of my
this
Regal with no shirt on. I'm
Right.
like, hey, who going to Waffle House?
Right, sit there with a wife beater on.
Yes.
That's your uniform. Yo, you sitting outside the club with a wife beater on, shirt, that linen shirt you bought, soaking wet. Gotta take it to the cleaners because you ain't want to get those stains in it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But that's that down south. Up north, I guess it was like the t-shirt game. Up north, it might have been like Averex t-shirts or Mecca t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, my Sean John joint. You know what I'm saying?
I guess. I don't know. I didn't go to NY clubs until later, like later on in life after I got out of the military. So
I honestly got that from. So there were clubs in the city like the Silver Shadow, the Palladium, the Underground. The Underground was probably a little bit more gritty. Places like that made me nervous because of the shady dudes that was there. Like how you letting dudes come in here with weapons and some dudes without weapons, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, if a dude is that gritty, go off the hands. You nice, go off the hands. If I lose, I lose. Right? If I lose, I lose. Listen, don't be slicing me up because you got a weapon and I don't. Man, that always felt like slimy to me. But whatever. It is whatever. But yeah, man, Chuck, I ain't even gonna lie. I got it. I know I told this story about 1,000 times, but my grandmother made me take out the trash one Saturday morning, bro. So I'm coming down the stoop. I got like 2 bags of trash. I got like a dead parakeet in one. The bird died overnight. And my grandmother calling me, yo, Uncle Freezie, come get this bird. This bird that messed around and died. And I'm like, that's because you got it 95 degrees in your apartment. Yo, because you got it 108 degrees in this apartment. It's spring and it's spring. It legit it's like end of May. End of April, and you still got your heaters bumping like it's December. You know what I'm saying? But old folks, you know how it is. You know, rest in peace, mother. But
yes.
Yo, Subliminal 209 is in the building. Rome Far Rock was good. Happy New Year, y'all. Hey, peace and love to y'all, bro. But Chuck, I'm coming downstairs and I see my main man, Phaser D. He was like my uncle in the street, kind of. Like, he legit was so old, bro. He was like, this dude was so old. He was like 15 years old, 16 years old. So he was an old seasoned dude in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
OG.
Yeah, he was an OG, triple OG, right? In the streets, right? And I may have our ages wrong. Excuse me, in this thing. I may have our ages wrong or whatever. But he like, and I may even have the song wrong. But I'll never forget, I see him walking down the street. Like the drunk man step, how you drunk and high at the same time, but it's coming down. You know how you done drunk all night and you just trying to make it home, and you know you're high coming down. You know what I'm saying? You kind of drunk, but you kind of not. You kind of sobering up. So I see Phaser D. No lie, he steps in between two cars and piss. I'm like, Phaser D. Like, yo, who that, son? Who that? I'm like, yo, it's Uncle Freezie, man. What you doing out here at 6:30 in the morning? He like, what you doing out here 6:30 in the morning with just boxers on? You ain't got on no clothes? I'm like, man, I'm just taking out the trash. No shirt. All I got is boxers on, the drawers I slept in, and some socks and house shoes. All I'm doing is taking out the trash. I'm going right back in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Phaser D is like, yo, you ain't got no clothes on. I'm like, yo, you got a silk shirt on. Where you coming from? You're like, yo, Uncle Freezie, you got to hurry up and get to be my age. Which dawned on me, big dog, no matter how old I get, I will never be your age because you older than me.
Right.
So if you 16 right now and I'm 12, when I get 16, you ain't gonna be 16 no more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, this cat is drunk, right? I'm like, yo, you all right? You're like, yeah, man. And mind you, Phaser D was like that dude with the DMX background, except Phaser D had it way rough, right? Phaser D had it way worse than the stories that DMX tell about his childhood. Phaser D was like abused. He had been in foster homes. The cops used to just pick him up off the street and just beat him and just drop him off. Like, that was his life. I hope he's still around. I ain't seen him I ain't talked to him in like 10 years. But I hope he's still here somewhere. Right?
Right.
He was like, yo, how I look? I was like, yo, you look like New York Hot Tracks. And for those that don't know what New York Hot Tracks was, New York Hot Tracks used to be a show that come on at night, and they used to show videos and I almost said that N-word. I'm sorry, y'all. I try not to say that N-word, but it's like when dudes be like in club clothes and they be all fresh, you know what I'm saying, silk shirt, like they hair be like parted to the side, they be super dope looking fly, looking like Luther Vandross or somebody. Like, yo, you look fly. Where you coming from, son? He's like, yo, I just came back from the Silver Shadow, bro. You know what I'm saying? And back then we used to call each other troopers. Yo, troop. They played this joint by this white girl, and they played that joint all night. And when they was playing it, all everybody wanted to do was just hit, kiss, and hug on each other. What? He's like, yo, you got to hurry up and go. And I'm like, big dog, I'll pass. I'll pass. Now, mind you, I'm like 12 years old, and the idea of random grown-ups groping each other and kissing each other down just because of something, that's beyond. Even though I felt like I was a tough young, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's like, nah, man, you had to hear it. It's the joint. You know the joint. Kiss Me playing it. And I'm like, and what I'm thinking is the Patrice Rushen song. I can't. Let me see if I can find the Patrice Rushen song. It's a Patrice Rushen song that Kiss used to play all the time, bro. And it's not her first hit. It's like her third. It's not Feel So Real. That's the
Feel
name of
So
it.
Real.
Feel so real that I just can't let go. That's what I'm thinking is, right? That's a hey, Ron is in the building. So I'm thinking it's the Patrice Russian song, Feel So Real. He's like, nah, the white girl. And I'm like, Square Biz? Or something. I'm just guessing. He's like, nah, the new girl. Lisa? No, she Puerto Rican fool. She Puerto Rican? That ain't the point, Uncle Freezie. It's the white girl song. So he says, the joint borderline.
The Madonna joint.
The Madonna joint. He like, yo, we in the club kissing and hugging to borderline.
Oh, the ecstasy was high that night.
So Chuck, this is why I'm asking. I'm talking to him, right? I'm like, yo, y'all was all right? He's like, yeah. He was drinking champagne and popping pills and smoking and smoke a joint. You know, back then, this is before blunts, bro. This is before blunts. This is when joints used to be the size of a lollipop stick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is before blunts, bro. This is like prison joints.
Yeah.
You know,
mosquito legs.
Yes. So I'm like, yo, y'all was kissing. You was kissing all the girls, and he like, yeah, I don't know. What? What you say, man? Hey. So he's like, yeah, man, I don't know, man. There was so many girls in there, man. It was everybody, me and the homeboys. So I had started getting hot and sweating, right? I had started getting dizzy. You know what I'm saying? Because this is too much for my young brain to handle.
Yes.
Right? So this is too much for. He's like, yo, we was in there dancing on borderline. Yo, this chick Madonna is gonna be huge. And I was like, yo, it's like, yeah, she gonna be huge. Like, what? Y'all was in the club? He's like, yeah. Well, y'all was at Silver Shadow? Yeah. And in my mind, I'm like, how you get in? But then again, it's cold out here in the like dudes back then, you don't never ask them where they got their car from. Right? Yo, where you get all that money from? You don't ask questions like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's part of the. So I saw my man's with a silver, and it's kind of like me in that mode of enjoying the club because he had painted the picture for me when I was little. So then when I started going, this is what I was like always the dude, and I'm when we go to the club, I'm always gonna be super fly to death, bro. Not over the top. Now I ain't wearing no tuxedo. I ain't wearing no suit. Definitely gonna be suave though. Definitely. Going to the barbershop that day, right? Get me a brand new outfit. You ain't gonna see me once I wear the outfit to the club. You ain't gonna never see it. No, I may as well burn it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? DSJ is in the building. What's good, DSJ?
Salute, DSJ.
Yeah, man. And I'm sorry about that, but you brought up Gangsta Boo. And when I bring up when I hear, you know what I'm saying, with them dollars at, all I can think about is get on my level. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can think about when I think about Gangsta Boo and her contributions to hip hop and to the world.
For a minute, it was only Gangsta Boo and Mia X for me. Like, I was like, yo, ain't nobody else harder than them. Yeah, I got love for LeChat too. I got love for Chat too.
Right.
But I just thought they was just the hardest. I was like, yo, they gotta make a record together. Cause it was all about the dudes. Like No Limit had like 50 million people. And so you had to shuffle through who you like. Okay, I like Mac. I like Fiend. All right. Mystical's dope. Yeah, we like C Murder.
Like Mystical, like C Murder.
Yeah, the rest of this, you know. Yeah.
Not really a fan of Master P though.
Never was. But
I like him as a person. I like his personality. I like his story. Just his style, his rap style. I just wasn't a fan.
I didn't understand it when I first shout out Rome from Far Rock. Absolutely, Lex Luthor.
Hey, the classic party joint on there.
Yes.
Bad Boy Having a Party.
Yes, sir.
It's the first song. The first song on that movie House Party is Bad Boy Having a Party.
That was the.
Yep.
Yeah.
When you hear, oh yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
It will all right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's Bad Boy Having a Party. Luther Vandross. Hey Chuck, you know what I realized?
Yes, sir.
I have a mind full of useless information, bro. Like, why did I remember that? I'm not a know-it-all. I'm a know too much, if that makes sense.
I know too much. No. You're like Denzel in The Bone Collector. Like you have all of this information in your mind, and it just takes one sentence or phrase, and you can just rattle off everything about it.
Right.
Yeah, this screw was made in 1909 at the Wilson factory on 33rd and 5th. You're like, yo, like you know that all of that. Yeah, man. Nah, when you're a music connoisseur, man, like certain people I can tell like they're musical connoisseurs.
Yeah.
Because the records that you name, and I'm like, I know you older than me, but what you know about this?
What you know about
because usually when you talking to someone that was born up north, raised down south, they're very either blues heavy or soul and R&B, right?
Right.
But you talking about Madonna.
Bro, don't get me talking about 9 Inch Nails, bro.
Come on.
Don't get me talking about the hand that feeds. Don't get me talking about don't get me talking about Nirvana and Smells Like Teen Spirit. And bro, come on, man. The music encyclopedia is here.
For real, man. And just on a side note, I know we're supposed to stick to the topic, but yeah, 90s music, man, was something different.
It was definitely
it was something different, man.
Hey, you wanna take about 10 minutes to talk about it? We can use that in health and lifestyle.
Okay.
All right, let's do that. All right. Let's do it. I was going to talk about weightlifting, but since you brought up a lifestyle thing, let's talk about it, bro.
Yeah.
90s music.
And I wanted to.
Was it trash?
Nah, 90s music. Now there was a lot of trash, and this is something that people that are my age or a little bit older like to say to the young people, oh man, y'all got so much whack music now. And I'm like, yo, in the 90s, there was a lot of babuki. Okay.
Right.
I mean, it was a lot. And so not all of it hit. It was called for what it was. Like, man, if you don't get this whack this out of here. But 90 in the 90s, particularly mid 90s, from 94 on, you started seeing more. I felt hip hop was really balanced then.
Okay.
It was really, really balanced. Like you had a little bit from everywhere. Everyone had their own flavor and style, because we were just talking earlier about Southern Player Cadillac Music, right?
Yeah.
Nothing sound like that.
No.
And they from Atlanta?
Right.
Like, man, this is fire.
I'm divided, bro. I'm divided on that.
You're
just
divided?
Just that
Okay.
timeline right there. When you said Southern Playalistic Cadillac music, at the same time, a lot of us was listening to It's the Thuggish Ruggish Bone.
It's the Thuggish Ruggish Bone.
Yeah. Which I didn't know what it was.
Didn't know. Did not know. But it was so different. It was so different and inventive.
Right.
Because nobody was doing that. Like, I know there was a beef with Bone Thugs and Twista about who was doing the fast rapping and whatever.
Right.
And I was like, these are totally different styles.
Right.
Totally different.
That was back when his name was Tongue Twister too, by the way.
Tongue Twister, yes.
Yep. He had beef with Common.
Yep.
He had beef with Fushnikins.
Definitely.
Because he battled Fushnikins live on TV about who rapped the fastest. And he beat Chip Fu. Which proved absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. But it took it I think even for him around that time, what really like solidified him, and maybe I'm wrong, somebody can check me, that Pope Pimp, Do or Die.
Yeah.
That's, boy, when I heard that, I'll never, my auntie boyfriend at the time had a Olds Cutlass Supreme.
Yeah. What year was it? About 84? 84?
86.
What?
It was
Classic.
Black Cherry metallic. It had them glittery flavor. They weren't gold, but when the light hit them, man, that thing shined like a bowling ball.
Right.
Cream top with the cream interior, with the big old wood steering wheel.
Right.
And all you heard coming down that dirt road was, "Do you want to ride in the backseat of a caddy? Chop it up with Do or Die."
Yeah.
Boom. Who out there with that lamity? That's what my grandma used to say, lamity.
Yeah.
With that
that's an official courtroom term, by the way. That's from the American School of of Literature. Lamity. Yeah.
And to bring this home on exactly. So my auntie boyfriend at the time name was Lorenzo.
Of course it was. Of course it was. And he probably had a nickname. They even call him Lo or Ren. You know what I'm saying?
Hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Rennie.
Yeah.
What's up, Ren?
Yeah, I know a dude named Ren, and he used to say, Rennie ain't got no Henny. Lost one girl, but I got too many. Some shit like that. It's some shit like that. It's like an old 70s saying, and he used to say it in the 90s. Rennie, and I used to be like, and he's saying that like it is fire. You know me, Rennie. And he's saying, I'm like, But yeah, man. Yeah, man.
At that time, like, yo, man, I didn't. I thought he was like the coolest, man. Like, man, he's cool. He's listening to this cool music, you know. I mean, and it's knocking. It's just it's knocking. So you have that, like you said, you have Bone Thugs. You have all of the stuff that is going on up north.
Yeah.
Right. But you still have a new LA sound happening, because they're coming out of or nope, not even coming out of, like, it's really beginning, like that G-Funk is really caught legs and is running, because you have Dr. Dre doing that, right? And then you have EPMD.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn near using the same records.
Yeah.
Using the same samples, but flipping it, you know, I guess they Def Squad at this point, right? They haven't split.
Yeah. Well, I think they split in 92 or 93, something like that, because Eric Sermon, because you saw Eric Sermon came out with a solo album, and he was promoting a dude at the time, named Keith Murray.
Okay.
But he was helping Redman with the album, helping by staying out of the way, kind of. K Solo dropped a second album, which was produced by Paris Smith, and it was whack. And I was so disappointed, man. I was so disappointed.
Wasn't that the thing? Yeah, like, yo, anticipating someone's album, right?
Right.
Trying to be within the first group of people to be in the store to get it, whether it was Sam Goody's, Tower Records. I don't know what they had in everybody else's time. Maybe it was Walmart and Kmart. You had to wait on, or the Wiz, or something like that, because you had to get the album, right? While you're listening to the album, you got to pull out the cover.
Right.
You got to read who produced it.
Right.
You got to read who's on it.
Yeah.
You got to find. Oh wow, that's his real name.
Yep.
Okay.
Trevor Smith. That's his real name. You remember that?
His real name is Todd Smith.
Right.
I would have called myself LL Cool J too. That's a terrible name.
That's a terrible name.
That's a terrible name, sir. That's so generic. You wanted to look at the artwork. That's how you learned the songs, because it was the words were written.
Right.
Written in there. Like, it was just it was an experience. And I don't want to say an event, but yo, such and such album is coming out. Yeah, I'm getting it for sure.
For sure.
Hey man, you dub me a copy? No. Come on, man. I paid $10.99. You need to go pay $10.99.
Right.
Okay, they split in 93.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Okay. Yeah, definitely GSJ or the mom and pop joint.
Yeah.
And they were the ones that usually had the records first. They'll have them like a week before the major chains, the mom and pop joints.
Yep. I remember getting the joints from a place called Sounds Familiar. They used to have a place in Florence and a place in Columbia. Sounds Familiar. That I used to be going there and spend hours in there. Hours, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. But the 90s was not just about hip hop, because there were a lot of 90s joints that slept on. there was a joint. I don't know if it came out in the 90s or in the early 2000s, but it's a joint by what's the dude that do the rap dude that do the podcast? I mean, it's 10,000 of them, but
Joe
it's
Budden?
one. No, the dude that do it with the girl. He used to be with Mos Def.
Oh, Talib
Kweli had the joint called The Blast. Bro, The Blast.
Produced by High Tech. Yeah.
Yes. Bro, The Blast was so iconic, bro. I can't remember what year it came out, but I heard it on the radio a couple of times, and I was like, this dude changing the game. But he probably is gonna be a dude like Common, who can find his way to a treasure, but on his way to find more treasure, he can't find his way back. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying one-hit wonders, because what a one-hit wonder do is have a million songs and one of them will take off, like Afro Man.
Right.
But Talib Kweli, if you hear his man, there is a song on the album Mos Def, Talib Kweli, We Are Black Star, right? There's a song on that album where Mos Def rips Talib Kweli to pieces in his verse, not attacking him, but asserts a greater level of lyricism.
Right.
And then Talib Kweli comes back in the third verse and challenges Mos Def. Right? And when you hear it, you're like, oh. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man. Hey, Darren Wayne is in the building. What's good, boss? And when you hear it, you like, this cat, Talib Kweli. Listen, my dream scenario was for Talib Kweli to leave Black Star, not be a solo artist, but either join a Tribe Called Quest, and this is my dream scenario. Either join a Tribe Called Quest or step in for Busta with Leaders of the New School. Right? Because by the end of the 90s, Leaders of the New School was dead. Right? But Charlie Brown could rap. Dinko D was aight. You know what I'm saying? But Talib Kweli was that dude you knew couldn't do an album by himself, kinda. Because when you write in 3 verses for 14 tracks, coming up with all the hooks, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get, I was like, yeah. I don't know. That's why I felt like, man, what if Talib Kweli and Common formed a group? Not the Soulquarians, not them, not that. But what if they was in a group together? Bro, you talking about now you talking. But anyway, your 90s, Chuck, was 90s solely R&B? I mean, or hip hop?
No, man. You had great R&B at that time. You had great bands, rock bands, alternative, right. Grunge. Rock still had a foothold. Like rap hadn't superseded rock and roll at the time. Like you said, when you briefly spoke on Nirvana, Smell Like Teen Spirit, there was nothing. There was nothing bigger than that record. Right. There's nothing bigger than that record, man.
The drum break in that. The drum break in it. Oh my God, that joint is a classic, bro.
It is. It absolutely is. And for some of my hip hop heads or some of my hip hop heads that may not be exposed to anything other than hip hop, there's no way you listen to that song and not like it.
Right.
Like it spoke to a particular group of people, a generation. Like the way I will put it in. Let me give me that hip hop record that speaks to a generation.
Rapper's Delight.
Rapper's Delight.
Yeah, it speaks to more than a generation. You
Okay.
could put on Rapper's Delight in a frat house anywhere USA right now, and everybody is like a hip hop, a hip to the hip hop. You don't stop the rock. And I know that's generalizing, but some hip hop songs just reach certain places and are so iconic. But that's one right there in my mind.
Okay. I guess this would be hip hop and R&B, but I'm gonna say TLC's Waterfall, right?
Right. Even with the dance, don't go
like that.
They're doing the pepper seed, yeah.
It transcend. It played on every format. It played on every format. And you could be the hardest of the hardcore hip hop heads.
Right.
If you're still frowning when you hear that record, something's wrong with you, man.
Right.
Like you need a hug. You might need some counseling.
Some counseling.
Yeah. Because like, and so it is one of those records. As soon as you heard it, it didn't matter. It didn't matter what walk of life you were from. You automatically gravitated to it, right? The lyrics, the intensity of the record, made for great listening. And so you had a lot of that. Like somebody had mentioned Stone Temple Pilots in there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, I went through a Stone Temple Pilot phase, REM, Soundgarden,
yeah.
And then once Dave left Soundgarden and started Foo Fighters, I was on that Foo Fighter tip for a while.
Yep.
Absolutely. Shout out Rage Against the Machine. If you're not down with the Rage,
hey Chuck,
you're missing something.
Yeah, you're missing something, man. You're missing something. You're not acknowledging your sensibilities, which don't mean you soft. It just means you don't understand who you are, right? And so, but I want to throw. Can I throw a lemon in the water?
Let's do it.
I want to throw a
alkaline
lemon. Yeah, I'm gonna throw some lemon in the water, right? I think 90s R&B is very overrated. There were so many people that sound just alike. Like the distinction between artists, right? Like the artists, the groups that had potential didn't do nothing. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like the 90s is the ballad era more so than the 80s. And the 80s was the ballad era.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I think about like the jams from the 90s, I don't think about Remember the Time by Michael Jackson. That was the jam.
Yeah, that was absolutely the jam.
That was a monster.
Do you remember?
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what though? You know how you started the 90s? You know how you started the 90s? You started the 90s with Babyface and Boyz II Men. Right? You know how
Yes.
you ended the 90s? 112 and Pretty Ricky and them. And in between, all in between, all you got was As Yet, Uncle Sam, R. Kelly,
Silk.
Cut Close.
After 7.
After
Yeah.
7, yeah, After 7, Brian McKnight, Carl
Thomas.
Carl Thomas, the Cats Out of Atlanta. What's the Cats Out of Atlanta? Jagged Edge. Mary J. Blige in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Think about the groups that had absolute monster jam after monster jam after monster jam in the 90s. Name that group. Even Johnny is in there.
They only had like 2. They had 2 and they kind of sound the same.
Johnny first album, bro. Whenever I want to make up with Mo, I will play this joint called La La La. Yo, listen. If you got a girl, if you got a woman in your life and you don't play that Johnny La 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 for her, you want to be single. I'm just saying. If you don't play La 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 for her, it's with the 2 girls they singing over oh yeah, Shy. DSJ said Shy. Oh, you know who I forgot that had jam after jam? SWV. SWV had jam after jam after jam after jam in the 90s.
Yeah. They had jam after jam for sure.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So shout out to them.
When they did that joint over Human Nature, that was
That's a mix, by the way. That's a Human Nature mix. I think it was done by Clark Kent.
Get the front door out of here. I thought they actually made that record like that. Okay.
No, isn't it? No. Right Here was a joint on the first album, and he did the Human Nature mix for the Tupac basketball movie.
Yeah.
Above the Rim. Yeah. Or one of them. One of them. Hey, and Soul Figure said intro. All these even intro. All I think about is I don't think about the first song. All I think about is Come Inside and Ribbon in the Sky. They had a first joint that he did. It was all right, but all I think about is Come Inside and Ribbon in the Sky. I think about the group with Maverick in it. What's the group with Maverick? They had a song called Creep In, and it came out like 99. The group from Houston.
H-Town?
No, but H-Town too. H-Town also. Ideal.
There you go. Damn,
Ideal.
Couldn't get it.
Remember they had the joint, Whatever You Want to Do. Whatever you want to do.
I think I bought that album.
I bought it and I didn't like it. I think I liked like 3 songs on it.
Was there? I'm trying to. Let me look at the album cover. Let me pull up the album cover because I think I bought that off of like the recommendation of my cousin because he was like, "Yo, man, you doing too much rap, yo. You need to get some R&B, yo."
Yeah, the 90s was too much R&B. Everybody was dressing like Blackstreet during the 90s. I remember dudes walking around in the mall dressed up like Blackstreet, leather everything. Like, man, you got on leather pants? You got on leather gloves? Bro, what the fuck? Bro, it ain't a cow safe from here to Maine, bro. Cats got on leather everything. Bro, you got a leather chain around your neck?
You got a leather bracelet? What's going on, man?
What did I miss?
Yeah. Ideal. Yeah, they had the joint. I think you better leave me alone.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, I bought that album because of that song.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, yeah, I can listen to this. Like up until this point, I would only like comp the singles. Like they'll have the single CD or the single tape for like $1 or $1.25. And I'm like, oh, once I bought this, I don't really need the album. Because I used to get bamboozled thinking people's albums would be fire.
Cut close. Changing faces.
Oh Lord.
Smoking stuff. Smoking stuff if I ever see y'all. Y'all give my $7 back. Puff Johnson, if I ever see you in these streets. And Puff Johnson was a cutie. Puff Johnson was bad. Man, Puff Johnson was bad, bro. I thought she was gonna be better than Janet. But that album.
Hold on. Hold on. You thought she was gonna be better than Janet?
Hey, man, that's how they marketed her. A young Janet, a control Janet Jackson. A control era Janet trying to take control of her career. That was Puff Johnson.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
I think somebody put Horace Brown in the chat. Did somebody put Horace Brown in the chat?
Horace Brown?
No, they didn't put Horace Brown. I think somebody put, or was it Alfonso Hunter? It's the same person to me. Alfonso Hunter, Horace Brown, all these dudes, it's the same. You know what I'm saying?
Brian McKnight. Okay, I'm sorry. Yo, I like Brian McKnight. Okay? But in the 90s, Brian McKnight sang the same damn song over and over. Like, you could call it Back at One or whatever you want to call it. It's the Do I Ever Cross Your Mind? Back at One. Like all that stuff sounded the same to me. And he kind of lost me. He definitely kind of lost me. There are definitely joints of his that I hold in high esteem because of the vocal ability. Right. Never felt so good. Right. Man, he was murdering them falsettos, man. But yeah, I was like, yo, oh my goodness.
Him and Boys II Men, the Christmas song.
Oh man, yo, these dudes gotta stop making the same record, man.
Yeah.
I personally, is it me or is it the people with the real vocal talent don't get the real long runs? Right. They be the people that can't really sing, because for all purposes, like they could sing, like all of them could, right? But I know this might sound crazy. DSJ is the R&B resident in here. You could check me in the chat, bro. But I thought they got a little too heavy into the sappy R&B, yo, and I just couldn't do it.
Who's that?
Boys II Men.
Boys II Men, yeah. They album 2 was a classic. I like both their first 2 albums. Anything after that, you can miss me with it, bro. It's too much of the same.
Yeah.
When they start doing a song for Mama, yeah. Now, Visions of a Sunset by Sean Stockman for the Mr. Holland's Opus soundtrack, bro. Visions of a Sunset, fire, right? I mean, bro.
Shout out to what was that? Who is that? William Dreyfus and Mr. Holland Opus.
Yo, hey, but Ron, is Boys II Men better than As Yet? Vocally. Better than As Yet. It's 5 dudes in As Yet, bro, and 3 dudes in Boys II Men. And I heard Boys II Men lately, and I don't even know why he's still working.
Now, Boys the Men with Mike.
Yeah.
Boys the Men with Mike is a tough. Is like
Yeah.
they're gonna have to work because it sounded different. It sounded a lot different.
Yeah.
But
when Mike used to come in the thing, come in, get this.
Hey, girl.
Waited in my life for your touch and your soft kiss. Oh, things will never be the same. You hear me? You like, listen to Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Listen to this deep,
Yeah,
this
you
deep
like,
voice,
yo, this
motherfucker here.
dude. Hey, oh, yeah. Yeah. Please don't go. Please don't go with fire.
Yeah.
Please don't go. I like Boys the Men's Please Don't Go, and I like Tank's Please Don't Go. I don't know which one I like better.
I'm gonna have to listen to them back to back because going off top, I wanna say Boys the Men, but we got to put some respect on Tank's name. Tank may not be the mainstream seller right now, but man, for the past couple years, he's been
busy. Let's just say, yeah,
boy.
But Chuck, what does Tank sing? Mid-tempo slow songs, right?
Yeah.
That is my point I'm getting to. A group that slept on in the 90s, who I think was the best group of the early 90s over Boys to Men, is Tony, but they'll never get credit from East Coast people because the East Coast, we prefer East Coast music. Like, we ain't never gonna show love to the West Coast. I don't know why we do that.
But here's the thing: those records are undeniable, man.
Right.
So Tony is what, late 80s into the 90s?
Into the 90s,
right? Like
they're in a Tribe Called Quest era, right?
Okay.
Like whenever a tribe is bumping, so is Tony.
They got too many joints, man.
Yeah, and they creative. These dudes got a song called 4 a.m. On Times Square, right? Where they just talking about when a dude just begging for money. They got a joint. They got a title of a song is "Lay Your Head on My Pillow, Just Relax." They got a joint called "My Ex-Girlfriend Is a Hoe."
Yes.
My ex-girlfriend is a hoe. They writing about real stuff, right?
Yeah.
New Edition, on the other hand, everything is the same. New Edition, everything is the same song. All around the world, same song. And I'm sorry, New Edition fans. I'm sorry, Boys to Men fans. New Edition don't come out with songs like "Put on My Best," "I Can't Believe That She Said Yes." New Edition don't have joints like that. Everything. It's like why we don't respect the Temptations as much as we should. When the Temps in the early 70s started doing different types of joints, that's when, like for instance, if we talk about, well, what's your favorite Temp song? "I Wish It Would Rain," "I Love You So Much," and "The Thought of You Leaving Me Got Me Crying," or "Cloud Nine." You know, Your Love Got Me. Let's think about something else. How about "Papa Was a Rolling Stone"? How about that? How about do something like that, more in that vein? It can't be all about this imaginary chick. And I know that was Smokey Robinson, right?
Yeah.
Because Smokey and the Miracles and the Temptations and everybody he wrote for is all singing to this imaginary girl. And that's what New Edition does. "Can You Stand the Rain?" This imaginary girl. Can you sing for once about something else? Anything else?
I wanted to see that. I kind of feel like maybe the marketing, maybe the management behind them are like, this is what works. This is what your demographic is. So keep doing that. And you don't have to do anything gimmicky because you guys can sing.
Because everything sounds like you want everything to be in that mode of Candy Girl. So just do Candy Girl 50 different times with a little twist in the middle.
Yeah. No.
Basically. Yeah.
And that's when okay, so now you get a BBD, and BBD is a complete 180 from what Boys the Men, I mean not Boys the Men, but New Edition was. So, and you get songs like I Thought It Was Me, Do Me Baby, Poison, you know what I'm saying? So you get these records and you like, yeah.
Right.
At the time, I did not identify with any of those records because I was a youngin, begging my cousins like, "Come on, man, let's get these dance steps right, man. Come on, 1, 2, 3." Like back in the day, y'all. I don't think y'all understand, man. When you was going to a party, you were going to the skating ring. Because I was in club, we weren't club age yet, but those were our clubs, the skating ring. And these little parties, right?
Right.
Everybody had a choreographed dance, bro.
Yeah.
They had on the same T-shirt, the same graffiti jeans, the same flights or Cortezes.
Yeah.
And they're doing the same syncopated dance. And it's like, oh wow. So we were practicing. Yo, when we go out to 178 this week. Skating ring, we're gonna turn it out.
We're gonna turn it out.
And we would practice.
Turn this motherfucker out.
Yes. Yeah, man. That was hip hop, ladies and gentlemen. That was one of the elements of hip hop, dancing.
Yeah.
Which I can appreciate now. These kids are dancing. I don't know if I want to be doing the can, but you know, I thought that was the Rockets thing, but you know, whatever.
I thought that was Rockets.
But I like that. I like that energy. I was always big on the dancing.
Right.
Even though people was like, "Ah, man, come on, yo, you a dude. You ain't supposed to be dancing."
Right.
And I'm like, but all the people look like they're having fun are the ones in the middle dancing.
Right.
like, yo, this dude had crooked teeth before he came in here. You know how I know? Because them girls told him he had crooked teeth.
Yeah.
They dancing with him. Because he's in the middle of the dance floor. I'm like, yo, I don't think I'm gonna hang out with you guys over here.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be over there where they throwing that backside.
Yeah.
The first song that I was like, oh, okay, this is getting spicy in here.
Yeah.
It was a go-go record. I wish I could remember the brother's name right now, but doing the butt.
Yeah.
Sexy.
That's 86. Yeah.
So we're at
or is that 86? Yeah, that's 86.
It's 80s. Yeah, I think that song came out then, but this is like 92, 93. I'm in Orangeburg, South Carolina at South Carolina State University homecoming with my older cousin. We're at a Q party. Okay. Everybody got on these purple and gold shirts. Right. And there's these ladies with these pink and green shirts on. Right. And they screeching or whatever the hell they doing, but it's kind of sexy. And I'm just looking
and kind of new at the same time.
Yes. I'm like, okay. Like I'm mad nervous because I'm a little dude at this point, right?
Right.
But I'm out there. Man, that DJ boom. Man, when I said they was never seen nothing like it.
Ain't never seen nothing like it.
Never seen when this is my first time watching the DJ run it back again and again.
Right.
And again. And when I said nobody left the dance floor, nobody left the dance floor. All I saw was hands on thighs and juicy jigglies all over the place. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't wait till I get older.
Right.
And so for me, like that was one of those, like I didn't even recognize it from school days.
Right.
Shout out to Ron from Still Nicks. Like I didn't recognize it from that movie.
Yeah. School 86 was a good year for a lot of us, bro.
Yeah.
We stepping out in the world, you know what I'm saying? We leaving school and stuff, and man, we, you know what I'm saying? We
Yeah. See, and that's the time. That's your like you were. I'm assuming like 18 at the time, right?
Yes, yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah. When that like I was barely out of diapers. At that time, right?
Right.
But when I hear the song, when I hear it in real time, and it makes a connection with me, is 93, and we're there. Like I don't even remember it from when School Days first came out. It was a big deal to all of the older people, or the people that I thought was, you know, mad old, and they were like 15, 16, 17, 18 years old at the time. Everybody loved the movie. I didn't get it. I was like, yo, is this a musical?
Right.
Like, what is
Yeah.
people going to school? They arguing over chicken? Like, what's going on? I didn't get it. Wasn't my, you know what I mean? My mind wasn't ready for that. And it wasn't until, you know, later on I went back and watched it. And I was like, wow, this movie was way too heavy for my mind.
at the time.
Right. It was way too heavy. Like I didn't get it. But then after going to HBCU, all of that, like, okay, yep. The colorism is a thing.
Yep.
That, you know, most of the AKAs are light skin, most of the deltas are dark skin.
Yeah.
What's the other ones? The Lord, please forgive me, ladies. The Thetas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're usually big girls. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, them Greek letters be stretching kind of wide on some of them. But again, do you know when I went to school, I was like, yeah, man, I'm joining Groove 5 Groove, man.
What?
And they was like, yo, you know, that's a social club. Like, it's really not real, but it's not a fraternity.
Yeah, you like, it's not even incorporated. I mean, come on, bro. They're not even incorporated. You know what I'm saying? But yo, I ain't gonna lie. Chop Low called me one day, right? Chop Low called me, right? I saw it. I was like, yo, this Chop Low. I was like, Mo, I'll be back in like 4 days. Because Chop Low get me on the phone, and he be having so much information, so much stuff to tell me, that the conversations always be like 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
And he be talking real fast, trying to get it all out. So I hit the green button on Chop. And as soon as I'm like, hello, and Chop like, yo, Uncle Freezie, we are the Thetas. Thetas. We are the Thetas. Thetas.
Yeah.
Chop, what's going? Are you high? He like, no, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, Chop, what's good? We are the Thetas. What? I was like, yo, I cannot believe how much organization life impact others. Like they see the organization and they're like, yo, man, this is a real thing. Hey, DSJ, I see you in the chat, bro. You DSJ, you said dance hall, bro. How you gonna leave out? I ain't even messing with you. Yes, I ain't. Chuck, he left out the two biggest reggae songs of the 90s, the three biggest reggae dancehall songs of the 90s, right? Right? There was a song called Freaks by Lil Vicious. Anybody remember that?
Stone Cold Freaks?
Freaks.
Yeah, of course.
Freaks.
First of all, I've always thought this. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I got to say this. That song was the most inappropriate thing for that little boy to be singing. Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Him? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it is fire. It is so fire.
And people forget about Action. A song by Terra Fem. Yes. How you gonna forget about Action, DSJ?
Yeah.
How in the world are you gonna forget about Capleton Tour, the Little John remix? How you gonna forget about Tour?
Didn't know Little John did that beat until he played it for verses, and I was like,
yes,
you did that.
Little John did that. Look, that got helped get Little John out of debt. He took an old folk song by Capleton, and put the children's story beat under it.
Yep.
And did a DNA style. You remember that group DNA that did Uncle Tom's Diner, the Suzanne Vega joint?
Uncle Tom's Diner. Yeah.
I was sitting at the diner, blah, blah, blah. When you hear it, it's a folk song. But DNA took it and bruh, come on. I'm ashamed of DSJ. DSJ, you let me down. And you, my man, you supposed to be representing, DSJ.
Walk like a champion, talk like a champion.
Right. Yes. Come on, DSJ, you my man.
Shabba Ranks put dance hall on the map. It was always around. It was always around.
Super Cat, bro. I'm saying Super Cat, but okay.
I feel you, but Shabba went way further than Super Cat. Yeah. Super Cat was that dude for the people that know. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Shabba Ranks is American.
Exactly.
American dance hall.
Right.
Because he was even with all American artists. This dude did songs with Johnny Gill and Maxi Priest and KRS-One.
Right. And again, colorism is a big thing, and he does it as a dark-skinned dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he was that guy. And then now we need the female Shabba Ranks. Now they could have went Lady Saw. They could have went a bunch of different ways, but they went with your crush.
Right.
Patra.
Right.
And they marketed her the same, like, oh, she's the female Shabba Ranks. You know, Romantic Call and what was the other joint?
She is beautiful in person.
Oh, absolutely.
In person, I don't know what on the camera she looked all right? But in person, you're like, damn, and she's little.
Yep.
But Chuck, I just want to say this though, bro, and I know we got to move on to other topics, but I just don't think the 90s had it. The 90s had In Vogue and Salt and Pepper, the early 90s.
Okay.
And the end of the 90s, people were singing songs like Blackberry Molasses. Things right here will never change. Like, what is this? Help!
Come on. Like, it wasn't, again, this is what I say, like, in the 90s, there was a lot of fluff that got through.
Yes.
There was a lot of fluff that got through. And I feel like marketing took over more than actual talent. Right. If you're gonna ask me who was the better singers, SWV or Total, I'm going with SWV.
Yep.
But Total was some fluff. Sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry to,
Total wasn't even better than 702 in my opinion. That's just me. That's my opinion. It's just me. Like 702. To me, I think Total was just the 90s was full of Monifas.
Jeez.
the 90s were full of Yvette Michelle's.
God damn, Uncle.
You remember Yvette Michelle? Every night, every day? Every night, every day, I just want.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 90s were full of Nikas. Yeah.
Full of them.
Yeah. The 90s were full of the lady, what's the name? The lady that sang T-shirt and panties.
Oh,
T-shirt and
Adina Howard?
panties. Yeah, the 90s were full of them. Like I can barely hold a note, but I might look good. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
See, in the 70s,
a lot of Diana Rosses.
pretty much. In the 70s, though, in the 70s, there were ladies like Cheryl Lynn, who may not have been like, she was cute. She wasn't fine. But she could sing the paint off your house. You know what I'm saying? Cheryl Lynn would walk in a room like Aretha and be like, go for it. Like a shootout. And I know Aretha Franklin would win, right? I'm not questioning her. But imagine Monifa walking in a room with Aretha Franklin and saying, go for it. Get out of here. It's not even a conversation. It ain't even a question. Hey, and Ron Farrock says Jodeci. Yeah, man. I Jodeci too. Jodeci, Boys to Men. Man. So you get what I'm saying? Like Cheryl Lynn, Roberta Flack, Gladys Knight, Aretha Franklin.
No, those are singers. Those are vocalists, yeah.
Patti LaBelle, like all these singers coming out of the 70s into the 80s and passed the baton to dudes like Freddie Jackson, Alexander O'Neal,
yeah,
Miles J, Luther Vandross's, man, cats, Johnny Gills, cats in the 80s could flow, bro. And in the 90s, cats is like, yo, Montel can sing.
Who?
Montel Jordan.
Nah, he had some good joints. He had some nice hits.
He had great music makers.
Yeah, but nah.
Howard Hewitt could sing, bro. Michael Cooper?
Yes.
Michael Cooper could sing. Bro, Michael Cooper, I'm talking about the dude from Confunction.
Yeah.
Bro, James Ingram, Ron, you right, James Ingram. Bro, you can, man, if somebody say Montel Jordan, like who the best singer from the 90s, male singer from the 90s? R. Kelly?
Nah.
Aaron
he made
Hall?
the best music. He made the best music. He made the best music, not the best decisions, but he made the best music. Nah, he wasn't the best. He wasn't the best singer.
Williams? Gerald Levert. Even though Levert came out in the 80s, he did have songs in the 90s. whoever the best singer is, male singer in the 90s, they can't hold a candle to I can name three males from the 80s, and it'll be a wrap.
Okay. He was 80s. All right, 90s.
Man, I forgot about Angela Winbush. Angela Winbush, bro. Oh.
I'm trying to think of the solo singers, man.
Brian McKnight. So Brian McKnight was mentioned, right? Is Brian McKnight even better than Glenn Jones?
Glenn Jones is a beast.
Glenn Jones, Peabo Bryson.
No, all right. That's okay. So Brian McKnight. I love Brian McKnight's falsetto, man.
All right.
I just wish the songs were a little different. That's all.
Right.
That's it. Like all of his hits, like he can literally sing any lyrics over any of those songs, and it would be just fine.
Okay. Babyface.
He write the best songs, man.
I'm talking about singing though. Babyface singing. Babyface in a singing competition with Peabo Bryson.
Nah, man.
Peabo
Bryson mops the floor with him easily.
What about my man from the? What about? You notice I didn't even go to the heavy machinery. I didn't even pull out like your Charlie Wilsons yet.
I don't think there were singers like that in the 90s that I could think of. Like, yeah, we could talk about the groups like Silk. All those guys could sing, right?
Those guys. Lil G.
Yeah, Lil G.
Big G, Lil G, Big G. One of them. It's the same person. I just didn't his name and stuff. He could sing.
He could sing. Dave Hollister. That's the guy that I would go to from the 90s.
Right.
Dave Blackstreet as a group, because I think they individually could sing.
Yeah.
A lot of these groups, these guys can harmonize very well, but if you ask them, or you wonder why it was just the lead singer and none of these other guys took any leads, is because they couldn't.
Right.
See, those are all. See, yeah.
Yeah, Tony Terry.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so I'm gonna go. All right, Dave Hollister. I'm going Dave Hollister. R. Kelly. And I want to say Tevin Campbell.
Please say Tevin Campbell to help this group.
I want to say Tevin Campbell, but I think he was 89.
Yeah, he still made most of the stuff in the 90s, though.
Okay, so Tevin Campbell, Dave Hollister, R. Kelly.
The only one of them dudes better than Billy Ocean, maybe Dave Hollister. Billy Ocean, bro, when you listen to his albums, you cannot sonically,
yeah,
it sounds like an instrument being played, bro. When he opened his mouth.
Yeah, man.
Billy Ocean, when you listen to Suddenly Life Has No Meaning to Me. What? bro. If I could do the 80s, I would do a Charlie Wilson, James Ingram, Billy Ocean, Luther Vandross, Freddie Jackson, Glenn Jones, Michael Cooper. Bro, oh my God.
Oh, come on, bro. It's not fair.
It's not fair, man.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
And it's not about the type of music, right? It's not about the type of the music, man. It's about, because the one thing you got to understand over the course of genres is you have to have a music appreciation, right? You have to have a music appreciation, right? Man.
I think we need to sit down one day, and really have this discussion, because I see DSJ, who's our resident R&B dude, and Still Nicks, Ron. Listen, we need to sit down, and we're going to do this NCAA tournament style. Best groups. 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s.
Right.
Male lead vocalists from them same years. And we're going through.
Okay.
Who's what, what's what. There to some of our younger listeners, there are people that are not going to be on that list. I think Mario can sing. He ain't gonna be on there.
Ralph Tresvant will not make it. Sorry.
No. He will not be
Bobby Brown. Y'all thought Bobby Brown was gonna save the 90s? No.
No. He is not the king of R&B unless you're talking about barbecue.
Is Neo gonna save the 2000s? Neo, Carl Thomas. Carl Thomas can sing, by the way.
He can sing,
right? But against Charlie Wilson, he better not walk into a room and like, Charlie Wilson, what you got? Like Fantasia, who I don't know. I'm trying to figure it. See, because the Patti LaBelle lineage is a real thing, right?
Right.
Like the female singers that get into that so full of emotion thing that they start flapping their wings and start singing and have you feeling sorry for them. Why'd you break my heart? And all this stuff. And the girls are like, she can sing. No, her message is good. You relate to her message. You don't relate to her singing. You relate to her message. Like Mary J. Blige. Like sorry, Mary, I'm just not having you sing at my wedding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Faith, however, I wouldn't have Faith. If Faith showed up, I'd be like, hey, you look like my cousin. I no lie. No, I no lie. I have a cousin that looks so much like Faith that when she walk in the room, everybody be like, "What's up, Faith?" Like how they used to do. Like my cousins them used to do. Like me and her used to take pictures, and the people used to be like, "Yo, that old Faith and Heavy D. They must have a song coming out together." This is when they used to say I used to look like Heavy D. I never saw the me and Heavy D resemblance ever. But
really?
People used, really. I never saw it. For real. Yo, and matter of fact, we moving along. Yo, you ready to do random thoughts, yo?
Yeah, man. Let's get to random thoughts.
Let's do random thoughts. All right, here we go.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry.
Man.
This joint is fire.
I was on that this morning. I was in here like, man, oh man. Yeah.
DSJ, what you think about the music selection? Hey, Ron, what y'all think about the music selection, bro? I'm gonna play random thoughts one more time, okay?
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly.
Chuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is a lot of very, very, very underrated music out here.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
That is fire, bro. That is fire. We got that, and did we play? So we played Random Thoughts, and then we played Health and Lifestyle. We got a couple of more that I think y'all are gonna like, man. But that right there is fire. It just messed up my Random Thought.
Here's a random thought. If you're a parent of my age and your kid don't listen to you, you punani.
You are not a parent.
I'm so serious. Big mama them didn't raise you that way.
Right.
Big mama them did not raise you that way to allow your kid.
He just won't listen to me. I be telling him, and he just do what he want to do. Yeah. Maybe the kid should be a parent.
Maybe. No, not at all. Kids make terrible decisions all the time.
So did this parent, though.
But how are you? It's like you got Benny. You have Benny for almost a year now. We're coming up on a year pretty soon, right?
Right. March. Yeah. Born in February, got him in March.
What if you and Mocha, y'all out at the park, and y'all got Benny, and y'all got not Sebastian. I keep messing his name up.
Yeah.
Y'all out at the park, right? And you're calling Benny to come back. You and Mocha, Benny, get over here. Benny, get over here. And he does not listen to you, but some random person y'all ain't never met before just start calling his name Benny, and Benny runs to them.
Right.
That's the same difference. Like, yo, this is your kid. You raised them. You birthed them. You feed them. You do everything for them. How is your voice not the only voice that they're listening to? Like, yeah, you can hear other people calling your name, Benny, but mom and daddy say, come here.
And you know what that means, right? That means get your ass chair directly. Directly. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, man, listen, Chuck cut up as a youngster, for sure. But there was consequences for my actions. And me being a hard head, I had a soft behind for sure, because I'm like, yeah, I know I'm going to get a beat for this, but you know what?
Tender.
Yeah, like, I know what's going to happen. It is what it is, right? But there was always a line I didn't cross because, I want to hear my grandma out. I want to hear my mom out. I want to hear my uncle them fussing.
Because they never let you hear the end of it, bro.
Right. They're not.
Never. You be a grown man, you be 53 years old, you be 54 years old, and when they get together, you remember that time where I told you not to eat all them blackberries? Like, every damn time we get together, you say the same thing. I was 6. That was like 45 years ago, and you bring it up every time you see me.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I have an older cousin. Like, he's like probably 18 years older than I am, right? Okay. So I was like the little brother to him. And every time this dude talked to me, you remember that time I told you not to? Yo, I
told you not to touch that fence, ain't I told you not to jump that fence, ain't This is how they talk to you. You remember that time I told you not to jump that fence? You jumped that fence anyway. You taught them you taught them dungarees, your school clothes. Mm-hmm. This is how they talk to you.
Yes.
Like, bro, it's 2023. Nobody wears dungarees, bro.
At all.
I got a cousin. He about 67, 68. He like, yo, you remember that time you saw these in them dungarees? Man, bro, that was 1974. What are we talking about? That's 50 years. Your mama tore your butt up at. Bro, people don't talk like that no more, bro. We don't speak that way anymore. Nowadays, we enunciate and pronounce our words.
Right.
And a word no more. And for those that don't know what "and" is, that means ain't it?
Yeah.
You know how you talk them dungarees, man.
And
oh my goodness, bro. Come on.
What y'all finna do?
Yeah. Oh my God.
I
remember that time your mama called down there and said that she was gonna beat you because you was at the store and I saved your life. I told you was right here.
Right.
We don't say right here no more.
No. Right chair? No.
Yeah, we don't.
No.
Yeah, we don't say right here no more. Man.
Come on, Bo. What's wrong with you, Bo?
Bo, everybody named Bo. Everybody named Bo and distance mean yonder. Down here?
Yeah.
Down, man, listen. But I got a random thought.
Yes, sir.
Adults, you don't have to prove how cool you are for validation. If you're an adult, you don't need validation. There are so many people that feel like they need validation. Nah, man, you don't have to validate yourself. Just be who you are. And listen, and y'all think I'm talking to like 19 and 20-year-olds. I'm not. I'm talking about them 30, 40, 50-year-olds who feel like, because, say for instance, say if Uncle Freezie, and this is just my imagination running away with me, right? Say Uncle Freezie has a Mercedes and a Porsche, and his wife drives a Jaguar to work. Right? They say they got an old Mercedes in the yard. They got a Porsche that he drives, and his wife drives a Jaguar to work. Because all their kids is out the house, and they done paid off all their bills because they came up broke, and they got out of this cycle of being broke and then grinded, worked over, finally made it where they can see the benefit of their rewards, right? But you the neighbor, and you got bills, and your kids is getting on a school bus, and your house ain't paid for yet, right? And you feel like you have to go get an Escalade because when you drive 2 houses down, you see Uncle Freezie and Mocha's yard. Bro, if you can't afford an Escalade, it should not even be in your lexicon. It should not even be in your thoughts. Your thoughts should be taking care of them babies. Uncle Freezie and Mo had to do it. When I was driving a raggedy ass Taurus SHO stick shift with the paint peeling off, and the reverse was gone. Ooh. And I would, no lie, working 18 hours a day. Oh, no, let me take that back. 14 hours a day. I would do 3 hours before my shift, work my shift, and 3 hours of overtime after that. I ain't never seen my kids, bro. I was working. Feel like overtime would get me over the hump. Boy, was I wrong. I should have been spending time with my kids. Right? But if you say if you Chuck and say if you Chuck and Chuck married Megan Thee Stallion. Chuck and Megan Thee Stallion live 2 houses down. They got regular jobs. They got little kids getting on the school bus. They struggling, paying their bills. And Chuck get frustrated because he driving 2003, and it's 23 now. In 2023, he driving a 2004 Honda Civic with a leak in the sunroof. Right? He got him a little cup, and he got him a little cup And the cup holder, not because he's thirsty, but that's where the leak be dripping at. Right? And then he drive by Uncle Freezie house and he see what Uncle Freezie doing. Bro, Chuck, don't go out and get no Escalade. The last thing on your mind should be what Uncle Freezie and Mo them doing.
Right.
It should be taking care of them babies getting on that school bus. But for a lot of adults, 30, 40, even 50 years old, they like to keep up with the Joneses. Right? In 2023, I'm begging those that look at others and get that tinge of envy, do away with it and just be yourself. Because at the end of the day, people respect you for being yourself. Anybody that admires you for having stuff is not really respecting you. And that's just a random thought. Don't try to shine, outshine, or shine with others. Shine in your own universe. Like, be a good dad to them babies getting on the school bus. You know what I'm saying? You go out and get the Escalade. Now Chuck and Megan Thee Stallion is arguing in the house over money. Why? Megan Thee Stallion is lucky to have Chuck. And Chuck is lucky to have her. And they got babies together and they should take care of them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? What people down the street doing shouldn't necessarily be a concern. You know what I'm saying? The concern, I think what we should do in 2023 is get to know ourselves better. Who am I? Am I satisfied with where I am as a person? Right? Am I getting into like mental, emotional funks because I'm not satisfied with who I am and I'm struggling to be something that I aspire to? Or can I look inwardly and feel confident in who I am? Right? That's where the relationship starts. Like, be satisfied with yourself. I'm not saying don't aspire to greatness. What I'm saying is prioritize greatness. What's more important, the chase for greatness or the resolve of the right now? That's my random thought. DSJ says,
yes, sir.
Man, DSJ says, man, you better tell Megan Thee Stallion to get that foot right and go out there and rap. That's my random thought, bro.
Yes, sir.
That's my random thought.
And I'm with you 100% on everything that you said. Can't look at somebody else wishing it was you. You don't know how they got there. You don't know what it takes for them to get there.
You don't know their journey.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Yeah, stick to the rivers and streams you used to.
Yeah, man. For sure.
Man. Yeah. Hey, Chuck, you ready for the word?
Let's do the word.
All right, what's the word, y'all? Oops. Nope. Let me click on the word.
I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed when we play our roles and ignore the problems.
Yeah, man.
Yo, this music is
we
fire
ain't
for the
playing. We not playing.
Yeah, we ain't messing around, y'all. We on some real. Chuck, can I play that one more time, man?
Let's do it one more time.
Let me play that one more time, man.
I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed when we play our roles and ignore the problems.
Salute our guy, D-Raz. Yes, sir.
D-Raz, what's good, man? What's the word, bro?
The word is sellout. I know that this is a topic that was in the news a few weeks ago, but vibes, we weren't here for it, but we're here for it today. And the word is sellout. Is Deion Sanders a sellout?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
To the chat, is Deion Sanders a sellout? For those who don't know, Deion Sanders, about 3 years ago, accepted a head coaching position at Jackson State University.
Alumni Walter Payton, where Walter Payton went.
Yes, which is but when he went, was it Jackson College or were they the university?
No, they were Jackson. I think they were college. They were Jackson State something. They wasn't. I don't think they were Jackson State University.
So it's a historically black college in Memphis, if I'm not mistaken, or Mississippi. Mississippi.
In Jackson, Mississippi.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jackson, Mississippi. He goes there because he's Deion Sanders, one of the most electrifying sports athletes of this day. The only people that I put in the Deion category is Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson. No one else.
Athletic wise.
Right. No one else. As great of a basketball player Michael Jordan is, when he played for the Sox, I think it was the AAA, AA.
The Birmingham Barons? No, not really.
Deion was prime time.
Yeah.
He was prime time. Hit for the cycle, right. And in the same week, return a kick and a punt in the same game.
4
touchdowns. Okay, so different. Bo Jackson didn't have the best numbers percentage wise because he was a home run hitter. If he ever made contact,
right,
it's gone. And I'm going to make an all-star, and I'm going to join the NFL 8 weeks in, and then lead the league in rushing.
And that's my hobby.
What?
And that's my hobby.
Yes, he
Bo
said
Jackson
it was
said
his
the
hobby.
Kansas City Royals is his job. Playing running back for the Oakland Raiders was his hobby.
Right. So you have a guy that was larger than life when he came into the league. He had a video, for goodness sakes. It must be the money.
Must be the money.
Right.
That's turning them on. Must be the money.
Right. Like, do y'all remember that drip? Do y'all remember that drip, Carl?
Yes.
And all those middle of the mall chains on?
Yes.
Like, but Deion was captivating. He's personality that he still has to this day.
Yep.
He is one of the most recognizable faces in sports, particularly here in the U.S. Right? I can't speak for overseas. I'm not sure, but here in the U.S. for sure. Right. He gets his first head coaching opportunity at an HBCU.
Right.
He turns that program around.
Right.
They win the division. They go to a little bowl game.
They lose to my niece alma mater, or lose to my niece alma mater.
It happens.
Yeah.
But it was nevertheless, it's a great season. He was already ahead of the recruiting curve because you started hearing certain prominent white coaches of big schools complaining.
Yeah.
Because he can walk in and do something that none of those coaches can do.
Right.
He Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Right. He's Deion Sanders. Like he's electric. Like we know who he is. We know his caliber. He is the greatest cornerback of all time. Deion.
Right.
Again, when we say, yo, LeBron James, Venus Williams, Michael Jordan, best athletes of all time. I'm
Serena,
like,
yeah.
how y'all not? How's Deion's name not in there?
Yeah.
They don't go to his side. If they do, it's a pick, and it's probably a pick that he's gonna take to the house.
Yeah.
Our wide receivers are down. What we gonna do, Deion? Oh, I'm gonna just get 1,000 yards receiving.
Right.
Oh man, we down. What we gonna do? They kicking it off. Deion, get it.
He's gonna get it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm saying all this. I'm talking about Deion. Deion brings a certain cachet that even some of the legendary coaches in big schools will have a hard time getting guys that look like this.
Yeah.
Like me and Uncle Freezie.
Yeah.
To now come to your university because I can go where everybody look like me. The coach understands me, and all of those eyes that I'm going to your school for are going to come to Jackson State now. Them eyes are coming. They're coming to look what's going on at Jackson State. They just got the number. They just got the number 11, 7, and number 3 recruit in the nation.
Right.
All eyes is on Jackson State. Right.
Yeah.
But when you do good.
But when Alabama was doing it, nobody said nothing.
No.
When Tennessee was doing it, when Tennessee had 4 NFL running backs on a roster at the same time, the Peyton Manning era, when they had Jamal Lewis, Travis Henry, and all them boys, nobody was saying nothing.
Nothing.
Travis Henry was the backup.
Yep.
Yo, you know what? Derrick Henry at Alabama was a backup to Trent Richardson. Nobody's saying a thing. Derrick freaking Henry was a backup at Alabama. Nobody is saying a word.
Of course, they didn't say anything. Those coaches went out and they did their recruiting.
Yeah,
they was able to go and get these guys. But what, like, this conversation is really big, and I feel like it probably should have been for a chop it up. But we want to ask the question: is he a sellout because he accomplished so much at Jackson State? I feel like there was more he could have accomplished. Because once you start beating some of these D1 and D2 guys on Saturdays on TV,
right,
it start changing the dynamic of how we look at these programs.
Right.
Most of these colleges and universities have all of these endowments and all this money because of their sports program. You look at the sports program, you know exactly where this money is coming from. If anyone's ever been to Clemson University, like this, like it's cute. First of all, that's too much walking, too many hills, for my taste. But
right.
But you can tell from their facilities, like this is a couple $1 million, and then when you find out, yo, they spent $23 million to build this place.
Right.
Their weight room is $30 million.
Right.
But then you see the Sea of Orange, or if you go a few miles away to USC, same thing.
Right.
You see all these T-shirts, all these jerseys, these cups, these seats, these cushions. They're selling that stuff, and people are showing up faithfully, right? And it's because they got the running back from such and such. They got the quarterback from such and such.
Cats spend at least $30 a month on stuff like this.
Yes.
Cats like me spend $30 a month on stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Go like for instance, somebody like just real quick, I just wanted to just throw this thing in there. Like somebody was telling me like, yo, you can't tell me about Randall. I know you, bro. No, let's not do that. So I saw Julius Randle twice in college, right? Julius Randle right now is the same dude that he had been at Kentucky. Grab the rebound off the board, push it up the floor, look for his shot or get it to a guard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I say that to say this, right? I say that to say this. Schools like Jackson State, you have to appreciate that moment.
Mm-hmm.
When Deion was there, you didn't appreciate him. You appreciated the hype, but you didn't appreciate the man, right? Because he brought Jackson State from unknown to known, right? And their fear at Jackson State is they are going to go back to being unknown after Deion leave. And they were like, all he did here was talk to get in front of the camera and do it. So y'all hired him, y'all wanted him. He improved y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And all he asked y'all to do was stuff. And y'all fought him tooth and nail about that stuff. Now he gone. Now you're going to talk trash about him? You should have gave that man that stuff. The one thing I say this a lot in general about Black people, and all Black people are not like this,
mm-hmm.
right? All Black people are not like what I'm ready to say, but it sure does seem like it. Every time you deal business with Black people, they want to hook up, right? And I know this is a generalization. I know it's not true, but damn, every time you see, yo, he should have stayed here for a discount. Man, he was giving y'all half his salary so that y'all can fix the facilities.
Right.
The man gave up half his salary to help fix facilities. Y'all should have been fixing your own facilities.
Nah, they don't have the money for that.
Right. Well, you know what? Well, they don't have the money for Deion.
No, they didn't. They didn't. They didn't have the money. They didn't have the money for Deion. I'm sorry for cutting you off. Finish your point, Unc.
No, that's all I had to say. It's all I had to say because think about this, Chuck. Like if Chuck charges say $75K for a beat, and a homie on the street is a promising rapper, but you're like, yo, you should be looking out for the cookout, son. You know what I'm saying? You know I'm struggling. You know what I'm saying? You nah, man, listen. So this is so Chuck is gonna charge $75K to everybody except you. But I'm gonna be fired. No, to you? Man, you gotta look out for me because I got for you. How about you do this? And I know this is gonna seem wrong. It's not gonna seem fair. But if you would have paid Premier $100K for the same beat, Chuck charged you $75. Why Chuck got to reduce it just because he's Black? We got to keep our money in the neighborhood. I understand what you're saying, bro. But everything can't be the lookout for the such and such, take this L for the such and such. Because at the end of the day, if the L is to be taken, it should be taken by both sides. How is one side benefiting from somebody taking the L? Right? It's got to be some reciprocation. I'm not saying not look out for your brother. What I'm saying is brothers look out for each other. That makes sense, Chuck? Am I off the rails?
No, you're right. You're right.
Like, why should I look out for my brother when the brothers should be looking out for each other?
Right. You make a great point.
Yo, it's crazy how they doing Deion, bro.
I think, well, I think if Deion just went there and coached, and not said some of the things he was saying once he got the job.
I'll be right back, boss.
I think things will be a little bit different. I agree he can't be a sellout for progressing, but going to Colorado State is not a progression. He didn't progress. It's not a good look. The program was just as bad, if not worse, than the one that he left, and they have no money either. So it's not really a progression. Like if it was somewhere else, I would feel that way. Like, oh yeah, he's out of the mud. But Colorado, no, sorry, nah. I feel like if Deion would have just went there and coached and not start talking his pro-black stuff, because that made people think that he was going to be there for the long haul. HBCUs can't compete with PWIs at all. The funding is completely different. HBCUs don't have money. 90% of the people that go to HBCUs go to financial aid, use financial aid. There are people that I have met in life that don't even know what financial aid is or ever been to a financial aid office. So with that being said, like the economic status of a lot of people that go to HBCUs is not that. Like these aren't people that come from money. So these aren't going to be the people that graduate and be able to give the school $1 million, $10 million, $500,000 endowments. It's just not. Jackson State University is located in the state with the highest poverty. These people are in destitute, right? Is it Deion's fault? No. Is it the people that go to Jackson State? Is it their fault? No. I don't have a problem with Deion taking the job at Colorado State at all. Deion's main objective is to become a head coach in the NFL. So you have to make your bones, in the college rankings, being on someone's staff, things of that nature. So I totally understand, going and taking another job, but taking the job at Colorado State, I wouldn't necessarily call that a progression.
Okay.
HBCUs, I've been to them. I've been on executive boards. I've been on student government.
Okay.
I know what kind of money they're working with. None. I remember when we did our homecoming, I was going to a very small school in Columbia, AU, Allen University. Our homecoming budget was $35,000.
Damn. For homecoming?
All the whole weekend.
What y'all was gonna eat? Y'all just gonna eat picnic baskets?
We weren't eating.
Y'all gonna have bag lunches?
we had nothing. Okay.
I know this.
Like,
and y'all want to book a celebrity to come and perform at homecoming, right?
and we could not.
And y'all could not.
We had this is the radio station brought two rappers, one named Collard Greens and one named Mr. Flip.
Flows ice cold like water that froze. Keep it hot. Be burning hot like the eyes on stoves.
Stoves, yes.
Hardcore. Fist fights is our war. Dun, 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 dun. I had Mr. Flip. Really good dude. He had a dangerous entourage. This dude, entourage.
Yeah.
I booked him for no lie. I booked him for a party. Oh no, let me rephrase that. My cousin booked him for a party. I was part of the crew.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin booked him for a party, right? At this club. My cousin had just opened up a club, right? And so I meet him, like, because he's like, yo, half up front, and half when we get there. I'm like, nah, no, half, no. You're going to get half when you show up, and you're going to get half when the show over. Big man, who you talking to like that? Bro, when it come to money, you ain't give. I'm going to give you half right now, and hope you show up. You crazy? You crazy, man? We will hunt you. Bro, if you don't stop playing, his crew is in the crew. It's like, I swear, Chuck, it was like 40 dudes and 40 dudes with him. It looked like, when they pulled up, Chuck, I swear it was like, oh boy, we might be this much. Is this party really worth it? This is what I'm thinking. It was him, and as the years go by, I add more and more people to his entourage. So it might have just been 10, but it may as well have been 40, right? And when I tell this story in 5 years, it was 100 of them. But anyway, as I meet the dude in a gas station in Columbia, right? And he's like, yo, I got this hot joint, because he had already had joints, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then he had the joint. He had released like 2 weeks before this party. We didn't know how big this song was going to be in the Carolinas.
Can't get this one up.
Yeah, damn right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, you know what I'm
boy, that was a boy.
A banger, right? But we didn't know at the time, because, local dudes, it is what it is.
Yeah,
they hit or miss. They have a local following, though. They have a local following. And so that's about what you want, right? Because we was thinking, get Mr. Flip. We get 600 people in here drinking and buying stuff. And then Miss Wilhelmina next door with Big Keisha, and they can make some bread. And you know what I'm saying? We meet them. And we're like, no. I'm like, no, I ain't paying your entourage nothing. I'm paying you the standard rate. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you make on your own inside of here, I don't care. You set your merch table up, you sell your CDs, you know what I'm saying? You set up a tip jar, whatever it is, like whatever you do, bro, whatever, make your money, right?
Right.
So I meet him. Very nice dude, bro. Very well spoken. You know what I'm saying? Very sharp.
Yeah.
So he leaves from there and he goes to all the Columbia radio stations, all the spots, and like, yo, we're gonna be at such Friday night. Make sure you come out, man. And he blasts about the party gonna be in our spot. So he saves us money, because now we don't have to spend money on promo. Chuck, when I tell you, when this dude shows up, and so at the time, so we had it set up. It's nice. Like, we try to be mad professional. So we bought a single wide mobile home for like $4,500. It's like old mobile home, right? right? So we have it set up in back of the spot. And so for guests, we're like, yo, if you show up a certain time, yo, bro, you don't have to hang out here with the patrons. Y'all go back out there, man. It got lights and hot water. It's on. It's like a single wide trailer, right? It ain't fancy, but if you come through, like KRS-One came through, and KRS-One was just gonna stand like, no, bro, we got a little spot. Like, hey, dopest performer I ever seen live, KRS-One. KRS-One, bro. Dopest dude ever. Anyway. And Sticky Fingers. Like Sticky Fingers came through Chuck. And I heard this dude say, shifty, low down, gritty and grimy, shifty, low down. Bro, this dude was shifty, low down. Why are you trying to steal from? You were entertained. But anyway, Mr. Flip come through. He rocks the party, bro. I give him like what my man was paying me for the night, bro. I was like, here, put this in your pocket, bro. This is just for gas. Thank you for everything. This dude made so much money at the party, Chuck. We paid him. Yo, this dude rocked the spot. What he did, I didn't know that he was doing this, but it's dope. This dude had like people that followed him around everywhere. And so they was whispering into our crowd, like, yo, Mr. Flip might not perform. He might not. And so the line is, and so this is a tactic. This is a tactic, right? So, and I'm like, yo, Uncle Freezie, what y'all did, Mr. Flip said he might not. Like, what? As I walk back there to the trailer, I open the trailer door, bro, and like this rush of smoke just hits me in the. Like, you ever open an oven door? You know, you open the oven door and the smoke just rush out. I pull the door open. I'm like, yo, he's like, I'm like, oh my God. The contact had me buzzing, bro. But anyway, like, no, don't worry about that. Nah, don't worry about that. Yo, trust me, this is. And so Chuck, he performs, bro. They make him do that song, damn right, like 5 times back to back, no break.
Yeah.
Bro, it's crazy.
But that song was it, man. Listen. When that joint, I thought South Carolina was about to get put on. I thought South Carolina was finally about to have them an artist on the mainstream, because yes, there were a lot of local artists that have joints,
right?
But they don't go nowhere. They just be the hood joints, and you know them as the hood guys, but they never really pop off. So at that time, man, we got him cheap. Like he was like the cheapest. Him and collard greens, I think, like $1,500 a piece.
Yep, $1,500. Yep, $1,500.
So
I was just about to say that too, by the way, $1,500.
Yep. Yeah, we got them cheap because we got collard greens, we got my man, and then we got Mr. Flip, and then we got Third Story.
Okay.
Because we had to have an R&B act.
Yep.
The most of the money went to Comic View comedians that we didn't even hear of. The only person that I kind of knew was Torre, but everybody else, I was like, who? I thought they said these were previously seen on Comic View. I ain't never seen these guys on Comic View, and they were like $7,500,
right,
a piece.
And what it is they were probably on the Comic View tour, but not on the Comic View TV show. I had to learn that lesson the hard way, because there is a tour that these cats do, and then the funniest people on tour get to make the TV show.
Oh,
see, I didn't know that
sense.
either. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that either. You know what I'm saying? Something that you learn as time go on. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Chuck. I'm sorry.
Let me just wrap this up in the bow. The reason I brought up that was like our budget was only 35,000, right? So the next semester we have like a HBCU gathering of the student governments, and we were just sharing information, seeing how we can help each other. We were supposed to do an event with Benedict called
y'all right across the street.
Right across the street. Yeah. And it was like because we're blue and gold, they're like burgundy and gold, and so
purple
the theme was supposed to be like the gold that binds us or something like that. It was something cheesy, and so
you mad disrespectful, bro.
It was.
It was like doodle brown and gold. I'm like.
Shout out to Benedict College, man. Yeah, I got nothing but love. I had some great times over there.
Tigers. Yeah,
like they yeah. But because HBCUs, there's some with more money than others. Because like when we were talking with people from like State or even Benedict, it was like, yeah, we got $250 for Friday night, and then we got another $325 for Saturday. And I was like, wait,
what?
Yeah. And it was like, yeah, because that year,
and you got the stadium to yourself.
Yes.
Right. All these different things, they get all that money and all the fixings.
So let me give you this lineup. They had the Gap Band.
Yep.
Mary J. Blige.
Yep.
Hard Knock Life Jay-Z.
Yeah.
They got Hard Knock Life Jay-Z, Mystical.
Yep.
And oh man,
I might have been there, Chuck. I might have been there because they alumni, the Alumni Association paid for the Gap Band, right? And they was proud of that. The Alumni Association, and y'all know what Alumni Association is. It's when the Alumni Association do fundraisers all year so that they can put money in for things at the alumni banquet or whatever. And they do the alumni scholarship stuff, right? Yeah, it was blasting all over Columbia. I think I might have been there. This is like 96. I think this is 90, 96, 97.
It's 90, is 90 something, 90 is between 99 and 2000.
Oh, okay. So I missed that one.
It's between 99 and 2000. It's like around that area, around that time.
Hard Knock Life is 98.
98?
Yeah, it's a hard knock life.
So this is 99.
Okay.
This is 99. And so I'm like, yo, y'all getting bread. They be giving out bread like that. Of course.
They forget they raise money all year.
Exactly. Our school isn't like that.
Okay.
All of our school is AME funded. So all of our money comes from AME Church, right?
Oh.
And then that limits the kind of things you can have,
right?
Because it's a AME funded school. So it's really a church school. Like, you didn't understand. I was like, yo, this is the worst mistake ever. Should have went to Benedict. Every Wednesday, no classes for like the first 4 hours because you was in church in the auditorium. One of the professors preached a sermon every Wednesday. Every Wednesday.
Okay.
You only can miss 3.
Right.
If you miss more than 3, they kicked you out of school.
Yeah.
Like, it was wild. But anyway.
But it's like going to Notre Dame, though. It's just like going to Notre Dame, a religious school. It's
right.
Just, just like going to Liberty. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I should have went to Liberty. They offered me a scholarship to come to Liberty. I was like, man, I ain't never heard of this.
It's like going to BYU. It's strict, bro.
Right. It was very strict.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, we didn't have the money like that. Then most of the people that go to these schools, they don't be having the money like that.
Right.
And the tuition don't be high, and they still don't have it. They still got to take out loans.
Yeah.
There's everybody that I met at every HBCU that I've ever been to, everybody uses financial aid.
Financial aid. Yeah.
USC, financial
You go there
aid.
because you got you go there because you got. But my kids graduate or went to or whatever blah blah blah. Big schools. Right. It's funny. I got a Gamecock Cup. My son graduated from Clemson. Whatever. It's just what it is. I got the cup before. I got that cup before. You know what I'm saying? I used to go to Gamecock basketball and football games before he got accepted to Clemson. But anyway, I went to Benedict homecoming one year, bro. The whole middle of Columbia smelled like weed, bro. No. Now, Freaknik was crazy, right?
Yeah.
Freaknik was legendary, bro. Daytona, spring break at Daytona, nothing. Nothing. Young, wild, and free in the middle of Atlanta. Bro, dudes, me and other bro, I ain't put a shirt on for 4 days.
Ain't no need to.
Ain't no need to. Yeah. Hey man, Chuck, I'm running behind time, bro. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Hey guys, we got a little off track, man. I appreciate everybody coming through and checking us out today, man. It's great being back in 2023. Those who stuck around with us and listened to us for this 2 hours and 40-something minutes, we appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow, same time. We appreciate everybody coming through. Until tomorrow, peace.
All right, y'all. I'm looking for there it is. Peace, y'all.